Hi, as we conclude the governance and risk assessment part of this series of videos, and the last part here, we're going to deal with the organization's highest risks. But before I get there, let me talk about a survey that came out from PwC this August 2022. It mentions that 50% of the executives says they are reducing the headcount in their organizations. So I want you, as a small business or mid-sized business executive, to consider this. I know that perhaps there's a greater chance that you're already struggling with a lot to do, not much headcount, and on top of that, you are being forced to make some hard choices and perhaps reducing the headcount in your organization. But remember, cybersecurity is important to your bottom line as well. So I would like for you to consider perhaps even contracting services, a virtual CISO, someone that has specialized skill sets to help your organization. You might at this point having the CIO doing that or some other executive or management doing this work in terms of cybersecurity. But consider this. Would you trust your plastic surgeon to do heart surgery? Both went to med school and both work on the same field, but not the same skill set. Similar to cybersecurity, there's a specialized skill set that you will require to be on top of all the regulations, law, privacy, security, threats, vulnerabilities on your organization. On top of, yes, I still have to deploy services that will help my organization move forward and increase revenue. Those are two, although similar skill set and similar functions, require dedicated knowledge for each field. So consider that as if you're facing these type of challenges in your organization. Well, having said that, let me go back to this last point. Last point is the highest risk on your organization, not the highest vulnerability, but how you're addressing the highest risk in your organization. At this point, you should have found what are your greatest risks in your organization, right? What are the threats that you're facing, specifically to either your organization or your industry? And here you will start developing that strategy. Actually aligns with the NIST cybersecurity framework IDRA-6. And that's risk response are identified and prioritized. So you're not going to address everything like we spoke this before, right? We're not going to address the entire universe of threats against everything, but the ones that are applicable to you or specifically or to your industry. NIST lays out a sort of a roadmap, a process for you. One being that you're going to implement a process, a plan of milestones, actioning milestones or a POA&M to develop and maintain along with the remediation plans that are appropriate to that particular risk. The second is just a two-part, right? The second is you will maintain these POA&M, but also make sure that is consistent with your risk management strategy for your organization. You will make sure that it is aligned to your risk appetite. Make sure that the action plan and all the milestones have an owner. Might be simple, but there's a lot of plans out there that do not have an owner. Not having an owner will not guarantee success, and also making sure that it's executed in a timely manner. How you work on these plans is that once you have it and you have these plan milestones completed, the way you test it is scenario-based or a desktop exercise of sorts, that you make sure that you run through particular scenarios, those particular risks against your organization. If they were to occur, what would you do? That will prove a few things. One is that your team is prepared, so you're preparing your team, but also to make sure you have the right elements in place to deter this from happening. Make sure that the stakeholders are various. Make sure that each business areas that would be impacted to that, it is included on your exercise so they are aware as well. It's not a cybersecurity or IT a specific role. You're gonna have your legal, you're gonna have your HR, you're gonna have your communication, you're gonna have the business leaders of the impacted area. You will have your IT, you have your cybersecurity, so on and so forth. Make sure they all are in the same place, doing this exercise and providing feedback on how they would react in case it would happen. Having that will provide a common understanding throughout your organization.